Hey, I'm going to be doing the line design. Really doesn't have a name. It's a type of Zentangle, but I'm going to go ahead and start it. This is for 5th grade. I usually have done this at the beginning of the year to tie in with an intro to color theory and elements of art, review of elements of art, but it also can be tagged onto the end of the year as well. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have a 17-inch by 5.5-inch piece of paper. It's just cardstock so it doesn't soak through. I'm going to use a Sharpie, but students will start with a pencil. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to put about 5 to 6 dots across your page, starting with one on the edge. I'm making them kind of big so you can see them. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll do 6 at the end. And then you instruct students to connect the dots just as you laid them down with a straight line. No rulers used. This is more of a relaxing activity, so not a lot of pressure involved. You can go any way they want to. They can go that way, depending on their comfort level. Then they're going to do another line, left to right, but it's going to have a slight arch to it, a slight curve to it, and we're going to create form essentially out of, and a really cool texture too, out of lines. This is considered, like I said, a Zentangle. And then they can kind of draw them, see how I go from right to left with my lines. It's just a matter of how the student feels comfortable moving their hands and their wrists. Then I like to start on the top with another one. The hardest part about this is to always come back to the original line, or the original dot, excuse me. Because it's tempting to, I can't squeeze it in there. But the idea is you are building your arches higher and higher. So your arches, I'm going to exaggerate some of them so you can see them. So, I'm sorry, your curved lines are getting deeper and deeper. I mean, you can even measure them really deep. And you just repeat. And it takes a lot of diligence in this project. See how I've gone to the middle still, and it kind of creates this dark area, and that actually creates really cool value in the project. Each line gets deeper and deeper in curve until it starts to take on kind of a different shape. Usually at this stage, students kind of look at this and say, oh, it looks like a bunch of bananas all tied together. If they get tired doing that, they can start doing the ones underneath. What you don't want students to do is you don't want them to just start doing a bunch on one section. So that's a big no-no. Okay, so curving them in. That's a little bit too wide, but so you can put an extra one right in the middle. And curving it in. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because your final result look a little bit like this. Okay, and as soon as they're done, you can see if they've overlapped and they've gone off the paper as well, come down. Now this student kind of got confused where the original, she lost where the dots are, my daughters. So she lost where the dots began and ended. So technically these lines should have come down here, but that's okay. It looks really awesome. When you're doing color, of course, you've been studying complementary colors, so they're required to do 2 complementary colors, but you can also show them complementary colors on a 12 section color wheel, so they can get some really good values, or get some alternate values of that color. So in other words, this is blue and orange. If they want to use like a turquoise blue and orange, they can, or a light blue and orange, that sort of thing. All right.